really about the beauty from within, and the roses come from all over the world, but they must be of Irish descent, and the festival is amazing, and we've been doing it since the very first year at QVC. We had Irish events, and that goes back to 1990, so this is our 35th annual Rose of Tralee special. I love a good clearance price, especially when we're talking about the softest of merino wool. I'm wearing literally a sleeveless tank, and here comes our Barry Cullen. So I actually went on your website, and Barry Cullen is part of the family that brings us Aran Craft. Your Uncle John, who brought it to QVC.
Of course.
He's retired, but we made him come back and visit us when we were doing the show for the St. Patrick's Day celebration.
I'd say you could coax him
Can
back
we talk
again.
him back again? All right, let's talk him back
himself.
again. John, you've known for years. Barry, I know your sister-in-law is on maternity leave. Emma, it is a family affair because it did not just start with your grandmother who started the whole thing. When I was on your website, I'm like, I didn't realize that her grandmother was an amazing, strong woman in business in what, the 1800s?
It was in the 1800s. That was where Molly really found her love of knitting. Really was from her grandmother.
So this is Molly, but I want you to go back 2 more generations because that's Katie O'Shea. So we're now talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations of Aran Craft knitwear. And let me take you through the colors because a lot of people on our QVC.com and app website are talking about the quality of the sweaters, and this one has a 4.5-star rating. Everyone wanted more chocolate. Not surprised because it was a new color that you introduced this year and we just got it in, but we can't get the sweater back in stock. It was $212. You're saving $62.
Wow,
they are sized to QVC sizing, extra small through 2XL. And I want to take you through the shades. Don't wait on the chocolate. It was a new color and we only have 50 left. You are saving 25%, which is $62.
Oh,
thanks, my friend. And at the end of the show, I'm going to tell you the pot of gold savings on sweaters, and you won't believe it. Because you could literally buy it for yourself, for your daughters, for your friends. I have several guys that wear this sweater because they love that it's open.
These are all completely unisex.
They're really unisex
colors as well.
This is our green, which we call cedar. So it is a very cool green, like you're looking into the forest on a cold day. And this is so fashionable. There's just literally nothing better than an open front cardigan. There's only 300 left. I'm wearing the national color of Ireland, right, Barry?
It's actually a blue, yeah.
It is actually blue.
St. Patrick's color was blue.
It's not green, it's St. Patrick's blue. So why not? But if you love a monochromatic look, do this. And we only have 250 in this cardigan, which was $212 the last time we had it on the air. We also have pockets, and now it's $149.99. I will say this before, I've said it before, I'll say it again. As a knitter, I could not purchase merino wool to make this sweater. And these are hand finished and made with love in Ireland. 5 generations, but you guys are also very on trend with fashion, and I think that's what this silhouette gives us, Barry.
I think that's what we always try to do in Aran Craft, is that while this knitwear was developed hundreds of years ago off the west coast of Ireland, our job is really is to interpret that and bring it into the 21st century in this kind of fashion-forward silhouette. And as you say, everyone loves this open front look. It is just so easy to wear. We're coming into the fall. This is the transitional time of the year. Even though it's beautiful weather here at the moment, in a month's time it mightn't be the same.
Well, you know what they call it on the local radio? It's called the shake and bake weather, because you're shaking in the morning and you're baking by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you wear this out in the morning and then you take it off when at 3 o'clock it gets warm. But when I go home at night, it's chilly. It feels like that nip in the air, and you might be in Maine, you might be in Seattle, or you might live in Florida or Texas and say, this is going to be the only winter coat I need. But you cannot wait on this one because the style, the fashion, the elegance, the flattering lines of it are amazing. I'm going to walk over to my 2 besties over here because this was just reduced, and here are our 3 colors. Ardiana is in the cedar, which is like the coolest, deepest, almost like not even evergreen. It's got a little blue to it. Chocolate is flying. We just introduced this sweater. You see it in that chocolate. It is beautiful. And then I have it on in the navy. And even though it's a little hard to see the detail on television, in person you see the detail because this is fashion, but it's also history. And by the way, not surprised This would be bad at a party. Last call on chocolate, everybody. We're almost out of chocolate. And people are like, I'm gone. Jen, my producer, she's like, I'm out. What do you mean you don't have enough chocolate to go around? When this sells out, it's never coming back in stock. And it was a bestseller. It's top rated. The only reason why we couldn't bring it back in stock is as prices go up, it would have been way over $212. And you have such a beautiful, easy throw on layering piece. But can we talk about the style that brings back the history of the knitwear that your great-great-grandmother knitted by hand?
Of course.
And now we have this assembled in Ireland by hand beautiful sweater.
So I think something that stands out in this is this stitch that you don't see very often in knitwear. We call it the field stitch.
Ooh.
So these diamonds that you see here, if you've ever flown over the Aran Islands,
yes,
these beautiful islands off the west coast of Ireland, the land was so bad on these islands that the farmers had to pick all the stones out, and then they needed something to do with them, so they built hundreds and thousands of these tiny little walls. So these are what those fields look like from when you're looking down from an airplane if you're flying over, and it really just is just a harken back to where the origins of this type of knitwear really came from. And then if you come over here for this beautiful shawl, this is, of course, a very recognisable stitch. Anyone who's done any sort of Aran knitting knows the honeycomb stitch. So my grandfather actually kept bees at the end of our garden. Many people of his generation did. It was always a great way to have a little source of something sweet to have in your garden. And this is to represent the honeycomb. So the honeycomb, as everyone knows,
sorry, Barry. Chocolate is
no
all
more chocolate.
gone.
No more chocolate.
No more chocolate. Sorry.
So
I promise we'll have some real chocolate for you guys, hopefully. I don't know why I promised that. I have no chocolate with me. But the cedar green is now down to just a few hundred. And ditto in the navy blue, which is going to be so great if you want to have the look of almost like a denim suit. So I'm wearing a Susan Graver jean, and if you get this in blue, obviously I'm wearing blue underneath, but if you pop that with white or another color, it almost looks like a really cool suiting where you're not freezing in the office. But first day ever, this low clearance price, no orders coming back in, customer top rated, and we're gonna do the pot of gold sweater savings at the end of the show, but this one is saving you $62. We've had 300 ordered. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. The rest of the stitches have meaning as well.
Yeah, so the honeycomb represents everyone knows it's one of the most resilient structures of nature. So this really represents, it's the hardworking honeybee, and this is the sweet reward of doing a good job and working hard. And then as you come along the sleeves here, you can always find a fisherman's cable in one of these sweaters. And really what the fisherman's cable represents along here, this is where the term cable knit sweater actually comes from. The fisherman's cable. This was a good luck charm for fishermen whose families had these beautiful cables knitted into their sweaters, which served the purpose of making them actually hold the heat a lot better. But it also became this iconic piece of clothing. Yes. And this represents a good luck charm for a bountiful catch, as these would represent the ropes that the fishermen would use to draw in their nets or lift their sails or actually drag their boats up after being out in the wild Atlantic Ocean.
And it can be wild. Let me tell you, if you ever stood on the cliffs of Moher on a clear day, you cannot see Boston Harbor, as JFK said, but you can see the Aran Islands just shimmering in the distance.
Oh, that's such a beautiful
It's almost
place.
like Brigadoon. Like, is it going to be there tomorrow? I don't know. So there's your cabling. But we're also using merino wool, and it's dry clean, but what I do is I air it out after I wear it.
Air washing.
Air washing. I love that you guys came up with that term. I don't dry clean my sweaters very often. If I get a little something on it, I spot treat it. You don't put in the washing machine, but literally they will last for generations. This won't last for generations because one color is sold out. We've already sold well over 300 in the cedar. And these are in all sizes, by the way. And we do cut these to QVC sizes. So it's basically extra small through about 2XL. We have the cedar and we have that beautiful navy, but they're both getting limited. Can we talk with 200 in the cedar, 200 in the navy? We've almost sold about that many already, and it's not coming back. But can we talk about merino wool? Because when your Uncle John first came to QVC, we had traditional wool. We didn't have merino wool like we do now.
So the merino wool has really changed the game for us as a company. If people have memories of the old style wool, which may be kind of like, while great by being great for insulating, you didn't want to wear it next to your skin. It could be a little bit itchy. Merino wool will completely change your mind. This is a wool that supposedly Louis XIV of France made his undergarments out of it.
And underwear.
This is these very fine, silky fibers that are about the quarter the thickness of a human hair, and these are the fibers that are going to be brushing against your skin. So you don't have to worry about this being irritating or it being uncomfortable. And also, because of merino wool, it's a natural fiber, it's organic. This isn't going to feel like it's going to be clammy, like sometimes like a synthetic fiber can feel just a little bit kind of sweaty. It will wick moisture away from your skin. The little pockets of air that are knitted in these beautiful chunky cables will maintain your body temperature. It'll capture those little pockets of air are why the fishermen were able to get so much bang for their buck from the wool because of these cables for a smaller amount of wool.
But it's natural, so it's 100%
breathable. Natural, breathable.
So if you have a shake and bake day, you don't have to worry about that.
I love that term. That's great.
I heard it on the radio. I was like, that is the smartest thing ever. We have an update. We're never going to see this again. You're saving $60 simply, well, $62 almost by, just turning on the TV, hearing the Irish music, and knowing it is our last big, huge event before the holidays. I do have one other open front cardigan coming up. It's one that I own. So we'll.
I know the one we're talking